On this one take, we're talking about the 2x Pavo Anamorphic lenses from DZO. Now these lenses are what I would call a modern vintage, and when I say vintage, I really do feel like these have a really crazy vintage look, full of swirly bokeh, wild barrel distortion, some old kind of CA and some more of the contrasty areas. Just a really great lens that kind of harkens back to the old days of anamorphics of the past. Now, these are marked at Super 35, and if you want the best performance out of them, that is where you should shoot them. That being said, the image circle is quite large. You can run these all the focal lengths on Raptor in full 8K in multiple formats and get tons of coverage. They do have a really good clearance on height. They don't cover open gate on Mini LF or Venice, but with an expander, you can solve that problem without too much effort. So, what else about them? 95mm fronts, they're a true front scope. Each one of these lenses weighs about 2.5 pounds. They come in EF or PL. Ours are all in PL and they are swappable. And the nice part about them being swappable is when you do swap them, you don't need to shim anything. What you've got is a built-in back focus adjustment on all of these. So if you have the right tools, you can use this to get your lenses dialed in perfectly without going through the hassle of shimming, because we all know how long that can take if you don't have the proper tools. Okay, these Pavos, they come in a blue flare version, which is what we have here, and a neutral flare. Personally, I don't really think there makes a whole heck of a lot of difference there. Our blue flare versions are very, very subtle. They're not the hyper saturated blue that you're used to on a lot of anamorphics. It's a very, very subtle blue. And you do get some color shift sometimes depending if you're shooting into the sun or other colored sources. So don't be afraid of the blue flare if you're not a fan of the hyper saturated blues that you might get on some other anamorphic lenses. Now, these are 2x anamorphics, so you will get that very traditional looking 2x stretch and blur. Barrel distortion, there is loads of it on the 28 and the 32. If you want to correct that in post, it is pretty correctable to almost get back to a neutral, but you're still going to have a little bit of barrel distortion without things looking unnatural. Now, what lenses are in the set? It is a 28, 32, 40, 55, 75, and a 100. Our 100 is just coming in, hopefully this month, December 2023, to complete a nice 6-lens set at launch. Now, these lenses are pretty affordable, all things considered, when you're talking about 2x anamorphics that are this size and weight, which is one of their biggest benefits. They are incredibly lightweight and easy to travel with. Now, a set of these we're configuring in an A set or a B set or as all 6, and it's basically going to be $250 a day per set or $500 a day for all 6. Now, if you are looking for a great traditional looking anamorphic that's 2x, these are definitely going to fill that itch, be very similar to something like the flavor of the Atlas Mercuries with loads of character in the anamorphic realm. The only thing to say about these, other than they're amazing, let's just talk about mechanics really quickly. Everything on here is very smooth and very easy to operate, so pretty much you should be able to get by even with a very small wireless follow focus unit, something like a Tilta Nucleus, or a Nucleus Nano even, probably will be able to turn these gears no problem. So with that, these are the new DZO Pavo 2X anamorphics. Couldn't be more excited to have these here. They are fantastic and they've been very popular so far. If you want to come try them out, always welcome, come on in. DZO Pavos.